Saturday night in Bethnal Green is a million miles away from a Tuesday in New York City. But the legacy of the Tyson-Lewis bust-up is that it's still the main talking point here in East London. So we'll do our best this evening to prove it is indeed a noble art. And topping the bill is the contest for the WBU welterweight title. We'll let the fighters introduce themselves.
Roche, challenger. 27 wins, 2 defeats, 14 KOs.
Bergman, WBU welterweight champion of the world. 40 wins, 3 losses, 31 KOs.
I can box a bit, actually, which would surprise some people. Everybody sees me as a brawler, going in there, getting stuck in and doing the hard work. But I can box a bit as well. I have a never say die attitude, which is my best, my most positive side, I think.
Well, I'm a very aggressive boxer, and I can box and fight. But I enjoy boxing because then I can do what I know best when I box. I'm not good as a fighter, but if a guy comes out and tries to be a boxer, I can fight.
I've watched a few videos of Bergman, and he doesn't like being pressured. He likes to dominate from the center. So I'm going to start off by trying to push him back and knock him out of his stride.
I can't see him beating me because his fighting style, he's throwing a lot of punches with no direction. There's no strategy behind what he's doing. He's just going in there and throw as much punches as he feels and hoping one of the big ones will catch. My strategy is to go out there and pick him out.
A lot of people say it's not a major world title, but for me it is. It's a chance for me to get a world title, probably my last chance. I'm 29 years old now, and I got to take it with both hands. I don't plan on leaving London without the belt.
Fighting a guy like Roche just suits me. I believe and I know that I'll be the winner Saturday night.
At ringside, Richie Woodall, and first Jim Neely.
Into the York Hall in Bethnal Green comes the challenger for the WBU welterweight championship of the world, born in Bedford and very, very proud of his Irish connections, raised in New Ross in County Wexford, now boxing out of Leeds, the former Lonsdale belt winner at welterweight, the former British champion, Central Area champion and IBO Intercontinental Light Middleweight champion, known as the Rebel, Roche, the biggest night, without a doubt, of his career, and a contest he is desperate to win.
South Africa, Bergman! For those of you that think that gospel music is so too hard, you think we got...
There, what this evening's main contest is all about, the belt signifying that the holder of the belt, Jan Bergman from Cartonville in the Transvaal, is the champion of the world, and he is coming into the ring here in the York Hall in Bethnal Green with a real spring in his step. Truly a world-class boxer. He's twice challenged and twice lost for the IBF light welterweight title, but he's lost to two of the best men in the world, in Costa Zoo from Australia and the American Zab Judah. But Jan Bergman has come here very, very confident indeed that he's going to go back home with that WBU belt.
Three rounds to the WBU welterweight championship of the world.
The man in the white trunks, Jan Bergman from the Transvaal in South Africa, the 31-year-old, is making the first defense of the title. He won in June of last year when he forced a retirement from the New Zealander Guillermo Mosquera in Brakpan, not too far from Johannesburg. Roche has had 3 contests since he was stopped in 2 rounds in Belfast in November of 2000 by Adrian Stone in a light middleweight challenge. And Derek the Rebel Roche, now 29 years old, so still, well, plenty of miles, one suspects, on the clock, but this is a real step up in class for Roche.
Yeah, certainly. He's up against a good fighter here tonight, Bergman. Been in with the likes of Costa Sue and Zab Judah, so he's boxed the best in the world at light welter, definitely, and this is a big step up for Roche. This will be a big test for him tonight.
Interesting to note, however, that Bergman lost to one junior Witter, who went on to take Zab Judah 12 rounds. He lost to Witter in April of '98 in Manchester. I think Derek Roche will have had a good look at that tape, and I think may well have worked out a way to defeat Jan Bergman. Dave Paris, one of the most experienced referees in the business, just asked them to break up. Good footwork by Bergman, getting out of the way of that wicked-looking right hand by Derek Roche. Pride holder of a Lonsdale belt, courtesy of a British title and 2 successful defences. Bergman slightly the taller of the two. Derek Roche known as the Rebel. And just to reinforce the point, he has Rebel tattooed right across those shoulders of his.
Yeah, straight away, from the opening round, Bergman got a good jab, likes to keep it long, likes to keep the fight long and box at long distance, at long range. Roche has got to get inside and try and get those more powerful hooks working away. Get inside that big long lead, big long left lead.
Bergman has a pretty impressive record with 40 wins from 43 contests, and 31 of those have come inside the distance, but a lot of that has been against domestic opposition, and when he's moved up to the serious big time, as we've said before, he's lost to 2 very good world-class opponents. Wonderful footwork from Bergman, moving out of the way of that little attack by Roche and catching him with right hands, but Roche is nonplussed and comes forward.
Yeah, Roche there was making the attack from too far away. That was his problem there, going down to the body from too far away, and just got caught coming in.
Bergman moving very nicely indeed, and very fast hands, and there was that very quick right coming over the top. A few seconds to go. Variation from Bergman. Good left hand from Roche. Caught the champion in the challenger's corner. Roche has a good look at him. Bergman will not have liked getting caught right at the end of that round, but he'll be reasonably pleased overall with that particular first round. Well, Roche, I think, will be pleased with just the last minute or two of that. And he picked his shot, and he came forward, and he did put Bergman under a little bit of pressure right towards the end of that round.
Yeah, this is the fight that he's got to fight tonight. Working his opponent back onto the ropes, not letting him dance on his feet and keeping it long range. Roche has got to push him back and get him back on them ropes and score away with those big right and left hooks.
Well, Bergman looks nice and relaxed, and Ritchie has given the first round to the champion, Jan Bergman. Coleman Molifi in his corner, along with Harold Volbrecht. Nice touch of gloves at the start of the second round. Remember, the championship distance, 12 3-minute rounds. The WBU Welterweight Championship of the world at stake. Jan Bergman really does fancy this. He wasn't being too dismissive of Derek Roche, but he told us earlier that he couldn't see any way that Roche was going to beat him. Roche has always been a fighter who needs motivation, and well, you couldn't get much more than a world title fight, could you?
No, certainly not. This is the fight that he wants, and that's a little bit better from Roche there. But Bergman keeping it long, keeping it up on his toes. And I mean, they're touching gloves at the start of every round, which is fair enough, but Roche literally has got to stop that and get stuck into this guy.
Once again, Roche having to get out of the way pretty smartish from that nasty-looking right hand of the champion. That was a slip, and again, that nice touch of gloves, which is always appreciated. Nice to see. Lovely variation from Bergman. Is hooking off the jab once again, and again making Roche miss. oozing confidence, Bergman, at this stage.
Yeah, he is, and Roche is making things a little bit easy for him, a little bit easier for Bergman here. He's a bit slow on his feet and he's keeping it long range, so that's Bergman's territory, and he's scoring.
Roche has got to step inside and try to rough him up and put him off this nice stride of his. That was a good left hand once again from Bergman. Oh, great combination by the champion. Moved beautifully, caught Roche with the right hand.
Roche a bit too slow on his feet here, must start doubling up the attacks. If his first attack doesn't score, then getting through with a second attack, but takes a big right hand again there. And this is going at the moment the way of Bergman, definitely.
Very punishing right hand from the champion. Roche has been stopped just the once. That was by Adrian Stone in a light middleweight challenge for the IBO title. So what Roche has to do, he's got to get in and crowd his man. 30 seconds to go, another good round for the champion though. Lovely variation.
You see earlier there, Bergman was backed up on the ropes, but Roche didn't capitalise on that. He didn't start working when he was on the ropes.
Good left hand, good left hand. No complaints about that at all.
Terrific left hook that was.
The compulsory 8 count taken by Derek Roche, and the bell came, and look at the bounce and the step of Jan Bergman. And this is not only a very confident champion, but he's a very good champion indeed, and that was very definitely a 10-8 round against this fellow Derek Roche now, managed by Tommy Gilbert from Glasgow and trained by Terry O'Neill. But that was an absolute beaut, and Bergman was actually off balance and was on his way back when he delivered that shot.
Seemed to be moving away from the punch, but as he's coming out, delivers a lovely short to mid-range left hook, right on the button. Great shot.
Great reactions from Bergman, moving away from his opponent and through that shot, and they've got to say to Roche, and that's what they're doing, keep those hands up.
10 seconds. Seconds out, 9-3.
Jan Bergman, who's looking better and better once again, touches gloves with his challenger, who was off a stool pretty early doors at the start of this third round. And all Bergman's predictions about the difference in class at this stage seem to be coming true.
From Roche. That's what he's got to do, keep his man backed up into a corner. That was great work, good punching.
Caught the champion with a couple of good left hands, but Bergman has come straight back. Roche isn't a bad puncher at all. He's won 14 of his 26 victories inside the distance.
Now that's the fight he's got to fight, Jim. So what he's got to do now, he's got to maybe feint an attack and then push his opponent back again, or doubling up the attacks.
He's got to get himself covered up, though. Bergman comes forward, catches the challenger with a right hand. Bergman bouncing, oozing confidence, in and out quickly. Left from Roche was pretty useful. Midway through the third. Left once again from Bergman.
Big left hook again there from Bergman. I think it was a right uppercut, left hook combination. Hit the target, but Roche standing there in front of him. He doesn't want to be doing that. Needs to be coming forward, needs to be pushing this fella back onto the ropes.
Oh, clever right hand from Bergman, in and out. A little bit of swelling now on the left eyebrow of Roche, who's being made to miss. Bergman thus far is emerging as the classier of these two acts. He is so light on his feet.
He's very light on his feet, but also at the moment Roche is letting him box to his strengths. Bergman's strengths are those long left hands with long left hooks. and if you're at distance, then he can throw those punches and be successful.
There's a wee bit on the clumsy side from Roche, got himself caught as Bergman moved away. That's what Roche wants to be doing, getting inside and pummeling to the body. In the Bergman corner, Harold Volbrecht is saying, move away from him, move away from him.
Yeah, lovely punch from Bergman there. Lovely long straight right hand. Hit the target and moved away. That's good boxing.
Better from Roche when he steps in. Big round of applause, but that was a little bit too late in that round. Too little too late from Roche. Good right hand right at the end. And Bergman once again looking comfortable in that round. Not just quite as conclusive as the second round, where Roche was down on the canvas. But Roche put up a much better performance in the last 3 minutes than he did in the previous 3. Right at the end of the round, came really barnstorming in, and Bergman had to defend, and he does that reasonably well. Bergman happy to hear the bell right at the end of that little flurry.
Yeah, that was better work from Roche, and particularly at the end of the last 10 seconds of the round, he'll be spurred on a little bit. This is a lot better work, backing his opponents up on the ropes. Left and right hand punches. It's good stuff from Roche when he's backing this fella up.
Second time, round 4.
Well, still one-way traffic according to Richie Woodall. Derek Roche in the golden purple trunks comes here after 3 successive wins last year against a relatively modest opposition, you've got to say. So this certainly is a big step up for him. A little bit of blood in his nose.
Yeah, Roche is going to be a little bit quicker on his feet and start moving that head a little bit more. His head's a little bit too static, and that's why he's getting caught. And try and get behind that jab. That's what he's got to do.
Little clash of heads there. Better defense by Roche. Got the left glove up just in time to block the right from his opponent, the champion. Once again, Roche needs to get in and start bullying this fellow.
Yeah, again there, Roche was successful with that little left hand. Knocked his opponent just off balance a little bit. But again, just stood there and let the opponent then gain the initiative again.
There's a cut on Roche's left eye. Roche is cut right at the outside of the eye, and it is bleeding very, very heavily, and that's not going to do him any good whatsoever. And Bergman no doubt will have spotted that. Now, there was a little bang of heads. I wonder was that what caused it? But that is starting to ooze very nastily, and they'll have to work hard in that corner. Midway through the 4th round, and Bergman is just focusing on that, moving out of the way, and I'm sure he'll be trying to throw that right hand over the top to inflict further punishment on that eye of Roche's, and he's done just that. Uppercut went in by the champion. Roche cut and under pressure with a minute to go to the end of the 4th.
If the cut doesn't get any worse and Roche gets through this round, then we'll probably see some fireworks here, because he's going to have to start taking more chances and really go for this opponent if he's going to win this fight.
Oh, that eye is really bad, and Roche once again gets the champion in Roche's corner. But Bergman blocks it very well.
See, that's better from Roche, and now he's got to go forward and sustain the pressure.
Well, the good thing about that cut is right on the outside. At the moment, it's not really contest threatening at this stage. What is contest threatening would be the accurate shots from the champion Jan Bergman, getting in and out quickly once again. Roche's corner urging him to move forward and grapple with this fellow. Good block by Bergman. A lot of noise made from that, but Bergman blocked it nicely. And Roche cut back to his corner, and they're going to have to get straight to work on that eye. Well, it's right on the outside. They'll squeeze it to try to close it up, and then they'll put a little bit of the swab on, which has been soaked in the adrenaline solution, which will just staunch the flow of blood. Well, that's what Derek Roche certainly didn't need. Every single round he's put in a couple of little flurries towards the end. He didn't manage it in that particular round, and they'll be very worried about that cut. So far, they've done a reasonable job. They've managed to stop the bleeding, and they'll apply a coat of the old grease to it. Roche still to win a round, and remember, being down in the second cost him 2 points. Wonderful atmosphere as ever here in the York Hall in Bethnal Green. Derek Roche from Leeds, the challenger, cut in that last round. And the corner certainly have stemmed that flow of blood from the nasty little nick at the corner of his left eye. Bergman just up on his toes.
Again there, Bergman throwing 3 or 4 jabs. They didn't all land, but for me, he's just been allowed to do too much of what he wants to do. Roche has got to start finding ways of getting to this fella and putting him under a little bit more pressure.
Well, we mentioned that Bergman has lost to both Costa Zoo. That was actually in Newcastle in September of '96. And to Zab Judah in February a couple of years ago, but he's very well travelled. He's boxed in Las Vegas and Boston and Houston and Texas, and he's won in all those venues.
With that little flurry there from Roche, that was a better combination of punches, and certainly landed with a couple and was successful there. That certainly will give me a little bit of encouragement. He knows he's got to push this fella, keep this fella on the back foot.
Well, one never likes to speak too soon, but the corner have done a magnificent job with that cut at the side of Roche's left eye. Solid left went in from the champion, and Roche was nearly lifted off his feet with the force of that. And a lovely little corkscrew uppercut once again from Bergman.
So again, Bergman there, good punches from Bergman, good 1-2 combination, and out he came, and nothing came back from Roche.
Every so often Roche does land with a good shot, but Bergman is usually on the retreat and has absorbed it quite nicely. Oh, wonderful combination, left and then right, and the right was a peach from Jan Bergman. Better defense by Roche, crouching, holding the hands up, making the target as small as possible.
Well, Roche certainly isn't out of this contest. If you look at Bergman, now and again that left hand does come down a little bit, and if you can expose that with a good right hand over the top from Roche, then who knows?
Well, we said before, Roche can punch a bit, and Bergman has been susceptible to big punches. Roche has got to get close enough to deliver that punch, and that's his problem.
Well, take it from me, I mean, this is my... That's a lovely left hook over the top.
And Bergman, for the first time, in a bit of bother. He doesn't show it, he's back bouncing again, but he did get caught with a great left right at the end of that round. I don't know that it was enough to give the round to Roche. But I don't think there was much between them. It was an absolute gem right at the end from Roche. Look at that. Right hand followed up, and Bergman, relatively unfazed, but had the presence of mind and all the experience to hang on.
Yeah, it was just behind that jab, and they always say go in with the left hook behind the jab, and he jabbed it out, and then the left hook around the guard. Great punch on the target. That will give him so much more confidence now.
And without a doubt, the best round so far by Derek the Rebel Roche. Throwing a lot of shots to the body, not all of them actually really were that desperately accurate. But what a great job the corner's done. And Roche, according to Richie Woodall, has not lost a round. He shared that one, having lost the opening 4. Still a long, long way to go. Bergman given a bit of a fright. Once again, the ever-gracious Jan Bergman, the champion, holds out his hand. Derek Roche acknowledges that and then catches him with a decent right hand.
Yeah, that's a little bit better from Roche. A nice fast start, And again, catching his opponent. I think it was a left jab or a straight left, yeah. He's certainly caught him off balance, Bergman.
Good movement by Roche. He's got to keep that head moving from side to side because he doesn't want to be too easy a target. Bergman, as ever, on the bounce. Roche doing something similar. That last exchange at the end of the previous round will have given Derek Roche any amount of confidence because he knows that he can hit this fella, and he's got him again with a right. It wasn't perhaps the cleanest of punches in the world, but it wasn't a bad one.
Yep, definitely. There's that right hand over the top. I said earlier that Bergman now and again just drops his left hand lead, and that's what Roche, that's the punch he's got to concentrate on now, drawing that left lead and coming across with that right hand over the top.
And they know from Bergman's 2 losses at world title level and to junior winner that he is vulnerable.
Again, a good left hook from Roche. This is his best round up to now. And I certainly know from my own style, being a jabber, you keep jabbing every round and catching your opponent, but now and again that left hand can come down and you can be exposed with that right hand over the top.
Bergman moving away from Roche as he has done from the start, but he's been a little bit more wary now because he knows that the Irishman from Leeds can catch him. Again, 10 out of 10 for the Roche corner for sorting out that little nick at the very edge of the left eye. Under a minute to go to take us to the halfway point in the scheduled 12-rounder.
Yeah, the cornermen have certainly done a good job on that eye. You can hardly notice it now, and so that won't be a problem to Roche.
Good left from the champion. Last half minute now, we're going to see a typical Roche surge towards the end of the round. And he's done well to get out of the way of a couple of shots delivered by the champion. Good covering, good right hand in reply by the challenger. Bergman relatively unfazed by that.
Yeah, better from Roche, and Roche is starting to read the fight now. Another right hand over the top. This is a great round for Roche. He's starting to read the fight. He's starting to draw that left hand, and he's coming across in more right hands. Good round. That's his first round for me, definitely.
Well, a terrific 3 minutes of boxing from Derek Roche, and once again straight away to work in that eye, but they have not really had to worry too much about it. And ever since that cut was sustained, they've managed to close it over. Well, Roche's ratio to punches landed to punches thrown have been consistent all the way through. Very little difference there. Ideally, those lines should be run on top of each other. And Richie, you've given that round for the very first time to Derek Roche.
Yes, Roche there for me was getting across with some good right hands. He was forcing the pace a little bit more. The earlier rounds, Bergman was doing much the better work with the jab, and he was nicking the rounds.
Second round, round 7.
Well, the midway point in this world title fight, Derek Roche got himself in all sorts of trouble in the opening 2 rounds, and then even more trouble in the third when he was dropped to the canvas. But he's battled and bottled his way back. Good right hand went in from Bergman, the champion.
Yeah, Roche certainly has had to learn the hard way here. He's been down, he's been caught with some big shots, and he certainly learned the hard way, but he is learning, and he's coming back into this fight for me.
A rare miss by Bergman, and that in itself actually takes a bit out of you. Bergman moving nicely and easily, and Roche trying to cut off the ring. Good body shot went in there by Derek Roche, left to the ribs. Roche seems to have found a way to cut off the ring much more than he did in the opening stages, Rich.
Yeah, he certainly has, yeah. What he's got to start doing now is capitalising on that and landing with a few more big shots to get back into this fight.
Yeah, he's telegraphed the last couple of right hands, and there wasn't much zip behind them.
This is where he should be going forward, Jim. Now he should be on top of this fella, forcing the pace, getting him back on the ropes. That's better.
And Bergman doing a little bit of holding for the first time. Nice combination, and that has brought a little bit more blood from that little nick at the outer part of the left eyebrow of the challenger.
Roche landed a good left hook, but got caught with a good punch himself there. And I think Bergman sensed that. He felt the knuckles land there, and that spurred him on a little bit.
Oh, that's nice. Little accidental clash there. Lovely bit of switch hitting from Bergman.
Right.
Once again, 30 seconds to go. Roche needs to come forward. He's allowed Bergman to dominate this round.
Yeah, again, Bergman this
Oh,
round.
good shot. Bit of a slip. Bit of a slip.
I was just saying that, again, Bergman this round, he's been allowed to slip back into his routine of landing that jab. And Roche needs a big finish here.
Good covering up by Roche and a good left by him. Bergman replies in kind with a right of his own. Roche has got to come forward. Covers up nicely. And Bergman, who looked so good and confident and slippery in the early stages, when he's pushed onto the back foot, he's not getting it all his own way.
No, certainly isn't. Roche again there at the end, landed with a couple of good shots. But Bergman, he just went straight back into his groove of just landing that jab and did the better work, definitely.
Well, Roche coming forward and landed with a rather tentative left hand, and Bergman momentarily lost his balance, had to grab onto the top rope and acknowledge that. Roche still very much in this, and once again, terrific job in that corner. He's not really, as they say in the business, that a bleeder.
10 seconds.
Yeah, I think here Roche just steps on his foot here, and that's why he gets off balance. And it certainly brings back memories of when I sparred Harold Graham. He always used to tell me to stand on the feet. It's a little trick. It certainly paid off there.
Into the eighth. Roche still with it all to do. Bergman now, interestingly, on the flats of his feet. There's not much bounce there. I think maybe the message from the champion's corner is to go out and try and finish this fellow. That might just suit Roche.
Well, certainly if Bergman does decide to come forward a lot more, he will come into range, and Roche might be able to land with a couple of those shots, like that right hand over the top there. But again, that's good boxing from Bergman and moving out of the way.
Oh, that was a good right hand. Left from the champion, got himself out of trouble.
Yeah, you see, that's been impressive by Bergman tonight. When he has landed with some clean shots, he's then moved away and showed the judges his class, which is good.
Bergman stepping in, but didn't quite get the range. He was off target with a couple of shots there. Just as well for Roche, perhaps. Good left hand from Bergman. Roche took it very nicely indeed.
But again, I see the signs of Bergman coming forward. That left hand of his is low, and Roche should start throwing more right hand over the top. That's the punch that's going to catch Bergman, followed up by that left hook.
That one certainly wasn't going to catch him. I don't think that would have caught a 49 bus. And Bergman's cut. Bergman is cut. There is a trickle of blood running down the right-hand side of the champion's face. There's a little nick on the eye of the champion. A minute to go to the end of this, the 8th round. Roche will have spotted that. So they've done a great job in the Roche corner. He got himself caught with a right hand, however. He walked into that. He was standing with his legs far apart, and he was far too square, and he got caught with a straightforward right hand.
Well, that was just above us, and I think that was just a right hand on the top of the head.
Bergman may well realise that he's cut and has been told by his corner to come forward. 30 seconds to go to the end of the 8th, and this has turned out to be an absolute belter of a contest. That was a great shot. That was a great shot. Right hand by the champion, the second in that round. Roche up at 5. He'll get the 8 count. Dave Paris has a good look at him. Not much to go to the end of the round. Says, "Are you okay?" He says, "I am." And Bergman again courteously extends the hand. Roche is going to have to hang on. He's done more than that. He's caught him with a good left. What an extraordinary round this is. Roche down again. The bell doesn't stop the count.
I think it was a short chopping right again there.
Yep, no 3 knockdown rule in the WBU. Derek Roche back to the corner under serious pressure for the very, very first time. And he had made such good inroads into the lead of the champion. Well, it was a torrid round for Derek Roche. Right hand had just tipped him over. A couple of little tip-taps, and that was an absolute gem. Short punch, travelled 6-7 inches right on the point of the jaw. And Roche always in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah, I think every one of those punches on the side of the head, and certainly around the temple area, and a temple shot gives you many, many problems.
So the champion, having had the challenger down 3 times in round 8, takes his time coming off the stool for round 9. Bergman's corner done a quick patch-up job and a tiny little nick to his right eye. Roche's left was the trouble, but he'll not be so much worried about that as he will be about the fact that he got caught 3 times and his knees found the canvas. Roche is going to try to end this now because he's not going to outbox this fellow. If Roche is going to be in with any chance, he'll have to try and finish it.
Yeah, he's just got to go all hell for leather here.
Well, that was a huge round for Jan Bergman, the champion.
Yeah, I mean, I had to give a 10-6 round there. There was three knockdowns, and that was again. They were all from those right hand, those short chopping right hands, and that was a terrible round for Roche. And he really has got to pick himself up here, and that's the way to do it, with that right hand over the top again.
But when he throws that right hand, Richie, he's letting his own left go down, and Bergman has spotted that, and he's going to catch him with that.
Well, Bergman obviously is so confident now. Lovely left up there again. But as he's coming forward, there will be openings for Roche to land that right hand over the top.
Variation from Bergman again. Lovely short left as the challenger came in. Bergman once again acknowledging everything that Roche does with a nice little touch of gloves.
I mean, you've got to take your hat off to Roche. I mean, he was down in round 2, and he's took some big punches, and you know, you have to take your hat off for the way he's coming back here.
A minute to go. Dave Paris splits them up. Bergman looking for an opening. Roche has got to keep the hands up. Solid left from the champion. Going for the uppercut, Bergman.
Yeah, Roche obviously he's getting weaker here.
He's got to come forward.
Right.
I think the only chance he's got now is landing one of those shots as Bergman's coming in. Again, Bergman low hands. If Roche could just catch him with a good shot here.
Wonderful left from the champion. Roche took it well. Bergman misses with a right that might have finished it. Caught him with a little right at the end. Good finish by the champion. Didn't quite manage to put his man away. And Roche has made the short trip back to his corner in a little bit of distress. Well, Bergman looking pretty comfortable once again in that round, having had a fright or two earlier on. Bergman has thrown so many punches, pretty little gaps there in terms of punches thrown and punches landed. Not too worried about that right eye, and they're not too worried about the left eye. This is Roche. He's starting to fall away ever so slightly, and that's due to the pressure he's been put under by his opponent. Well, another round for Bergman, and Derek Roche has got 9 more minutes. Can he do it, Richie?
Yeah, I think so, and I think he's always in there with a chance. As long as he keeps throwing those right hands and the left hooks, you never know in this game.
So Yang Piet Bergman, the 31-year-old from South Africa, the defending WBU welterweight champion of the world, has got 9 more minutes to negotiate against the challenger, the former holder of the Lonsdale belt, or still is a holder of a Lonsdale belt because he's won it outright.
See, Bergman has boxed very intelligently. Everything's more or less come from behind that left jab. And again they're trying to left up round the guard.
Good defence by Roche. Kept his right up sensibly.
Roche has showed tremendous courage and tremendous stamina, really, because, as I say, the knockdowns that he has received, they take their toll, and they really do take it out of you when you hit with such clean punches.
Little uppercut by Roche, but there wasn't a lot behind it. Bergman once again switching, trying the uppercut of his own. Good refereeing by Dave Parrish, just letting them work it out of their systems. Slicing right from the champion.
Yeah, it's been a pretty clean fight in that respect. The referee hasn't had to do a lot. And that's the shot that Roche needs.
Yeah, it didn't land, however. Didn't land certainly accurately. Nice switching once again from Bergman. A minute to go.
See, both men are very fit, but I would give so much credit to Roche's condition after taking those shots, and he's still coming back, and he looks quite strong at this stage, which is surprising. The punches he's taken, that's a great
good left hand. Absolutely spot on. Just needed to really get the shoulder in behind it. Bergman has only been rocked a couple of times in this contest, and we're almost at the end of the 10th round.
See the difference there, he's landed with a good shot, but he's allowed Bergman then to regain his composure and just go walkabout again when Roche really should have been on top of him.
Roche's conditioning certainly is first class. Good stuff from the champion right at the end. Well, Bergman had his moments in that round, but equally so Derek Roche. And that was a very good left hand from him, and it says a lot about the chin of Bergman at this stage of the contest, that he took that without really flinching too much. Good bit of pressure boxing from Roche. Caught his man. I think it was as much the open part of the glove as anything else. So Bergman has been given a pretty tough contest. And Roche, again, having some work done to that eye, but they've done a magnificent job in the corner. Busy round for the champion.
10 seconds.
Roche going to the body, but I'm not sure that too many of those 10 shots thrown actually scored. And there's the scorecard. Even round, Richie?
Yeah, there wasn't a lot in that round, I didn't think. I think Bergman was missing the target with a lot of shots. And Roche had a little bit of success, so yeah, I'll give him a share of that round.
Well, at this stage of the contest, Derek Roche needs to stop this man, something which has only been achieved twice before, and that's by two of the best men in the light welterweight division, Costa Tszyu and Zab Judah, who met last November when Tszyu stopped Judah in 2 rounds. Good exchange there. Roche got one in, but he took a solid shot in reply.
Yeah, both caught each other with good punches, but Roche landed with a good left hook, and again there with another left hand. He'll be spurred on by that.
He needs to do more of it though, Rich. He's got to step in. He's got to really force this last couple of minutes of this round and the final 3 minutes.
You see again when he's standing off and standing at distance, he's getting caught. He's got to get in close.
Right hand from Bergman wasn't too far away. Roche took it nicely. There's Bergman, the bouncer's back in a step now. Well, Leslie Cillian gets himself caught into a slugging match. Bergman's looking very comfortable. Yeah. Roche down for the 5th time.
Good right hand, and Roche was chasing shadows there for 20 seconds or so, and Bergman finished off with a cracking right hand.
A minute and a quarter remaining to the end of round 11. Roche would not want to be stopped, and Bergman would certainly love to stop him, I'm quite sure. Bergman's corner are telling him, just be calm, just be patient. Again, Dave Paris letting them work it all out of their systems. Oh, Roche is so brave. He really is so brave. He's now getting caught probably more often than he needs to.
Yeah, terrific guts and courage from Roche. If Bergman would have fought like this earlier on, then Roche probably would have been in more of a chance. But Roche is a little bit weaker now. And Bergman is holding his own in these clinches and these exchanges.
Well, another good round for Bergman, having his man on the canvas. So he's got it with the right hand. Roche in a bit of bother. Left of the body as well. Roche hanging on in there. And the bell has come, well, just in time for a very wobbly Derek Roche, who goes back to his corner. Down in that round, in the middle of it, very nearly down at the end. And Roche in all sorts of trouble. That was that first knockdown, the right hand from the champion, Jan Bergman. Roche off balance, on his way to the canvas. And unless he can produce, well, a major, not even a minor, a major miracle in the last round, he's going to be on the receiving end of a pretty comprehensive points defeat. But a lot of people would have actually bet against Derek Roche lasting this long.
Certainly would, and a lot of people would have betted him probably folding here, but he hasn't folded. He's here to the end, and it's a very creditable performance.
Well, what a hugely gutsy performance from the former British welterweight champion and holder of a Lonsdale belt, the man in the gold and purple trunks, the Irishman from Leeds, the 29-year-old Derek Roche, has given a very good champion, Jan Bergman, the 31-year-old from South Africa, a tough contest, but the greater skills and footwork of Bergman have shone through, allied to some pretty useful punching. Bergman knows that, barring a moment of supreme carelessness, he's got this first defense of his WBU welterweight title very much in the bag. Roche is going to have to stop him to win this, and he's only got 2 minutes.
Yet again, though, Roche coming forward, landing with a couple of shots, but it's been a classic case of he's just been outboxed tonight against a very good opponent, a classy opponent, a very intelligent fighter. He boxes well at long range. I really rate Bergman. He's a class act.
Once again, lovely footwork from Bergman. Just anticipating that right hand from Derek Roche and moving out of the way. And again. Roche is now tired. He's given it, well, 105%. Oh, wonderful left hook. And Roche grins. Roche grins. He knows he's got caught. Good refereeing by Dave Paris. He's letting this go on and giving Roche well, what little chance there is left for him. Good right hand by Roche.
Yeah, I really hope he can just get to the end of this fight. He's took some great punches. When I boxed for my first world title at middleweight, I was stopped 28 seconds from the end of the 12th round against Keith Downs, and you just wish you could get to the end, really. It's not a very nice feeling, I can assure you.
Good combination once again from Bergman. Right uppercut and then right hook. Roche still coming forward. Tired Roche now, just about summons up the energy to get the hands up. But 15 seconds remaining. Roche will be very pleased to survive. Bergman will hope that he doesn't. Good work right at the end by a very classy champion. Referee Dave Paris splits him up for the last time. And that's delightful. This has been a contest full of great sportsmanship and no little skill. The majority of it coming from Jan Bergman, the champion from South Africa. Well, thank you very much to the Roche corner. And Bergman and Roche have a little word, and that's nice to see. But Jan Bergman has come over to the York Hall in Bethnal Green and has made a very impressive and ultimately successful first defence of his title. Great combination from Bergman, and that last left hand, well, Derek Roche could only smile at the accuracy and the ferocity of that punch. There was nothing he could do, and even if he had seen it coming, he couldn't have got out of the way. So all the way through, right from round one, it was dominated by Jan Bergman. A couple of decent rounds in the middle by Derek Roche, but Bergman, as all good world champions do, found that a little bit extra.
Yeah, I think so. I think he showed what a classy fighter he was tonight. And Roche certainly has been in with it with a great world champion, and he knows now what it's like at the top. And he's come through it though with credit. He never folded. He was there till the end. And I'll take my hat off to him because he's a very brave guy, Derek Roche.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the judges' scorecards where we have a unanimous decision. Judge Des Bloyd scores the contest 117 to 107. Judge Howard Goldberg scores the contest 119 to 106. And Judge Tony Walker scores the contest to 119 to 107. All three judges in favour of the winner, and still the WBU welterweight champion of the world, Jan Bergman.
A very, very comprehensive victory on all three judges' scorecards for the 31-year-old South African Jan Bergman, who has retained his WBU welterweight title in spectacular fashion. But Derek Roche from Leeds, the challenger, the former British champion, by no means disgraced.
Jan, many congratulations. It always takes two boxers to make a contest, and I'm sure you'll agree that Derek Roche gave you a very, very good scrap.
Well, I saw him fighting, and I knew coming down here I'm going to have a hard one. I told my people back home that it looked like it's going to be 12 rounds, but I'll give my best. And I knew it's going to be rough and tough. And Derek is a good fighter. Don't take much away from him. I want to say not to give up. He should go further. He can be a champion. He's got a big heart.
You've been in against a couple of seriously world-class boxers. Where do you feel this victory puts you in overall world terms?
Well, the victory, I take it as it comes. I'm happy I passed this one. I'm looking forward for the next fight. My manager and my promoter will tell me when is the next fight. And I'm just looking for greater things to come my way, and I'm ready.
Okay, let's come over to the man who lost. Derek, 12 terrific rounds. How would you judge this opponent?
He's very good, very good. He's definitely in the top 10 in the world, easily. The only guys that beat him are the best in the world. You know, Zabjuda Costa-Zoo. He's very good. He can box, he can fight, he can punch. He's got a bit of everything, this man. Very good.
You must have been very pleased about your own condition. I mean, you had 3 fairly quiet fights during the last year. You must have been up for this one.
Yeah, well, it's very hard after fighting for titles to get up for 6-rounders. You know, so I needed something like this to aim for, you know, to get me back up to where I was, you know. And well done to Jan. Great fight. He's a great champion, you know, and I've learned a lot from it. You know, it's a great experience for me.
Okay. And would you, Jan, recommend that Derek keeps on going?
Definitely should keep on going. Also like to say happy birthday to my boy, naming after Evander. His birthday was because of this week while I was away. So you say happy birthday, boy. Danny loves you.
Thanks very much. Well done.
Well, a good atmosphere here in the Bethnal Green York Hall, as you can hear tonight. It was a good contest, albeit a bit one-sided at the end. I've been joined here at ringside by Richie Woodall and also by Danny Williams, British heavyweight champion, fighting live on the BBC in a couple of weeks' time. We're looking forward to that, I'm sure you are. What did you make of that contest, Danny?
I think it was a class performance by Bergman. He boxed superbly, and credit to Derek Roche to get through to the distance. He boxed very well.
At any stage, did you think Derek could actually get back into the fight?
No, not unless he came out with a one-punch wonder. But I'm just glad, like I said, that he got to the end.